not anymore. No one said that this would get easy. No one said this wouldn't get hard. Brush it off and roll up your sleeves now. It's a shot in the dark till you get what you want.
That is the greatest opening of any podcast of all time. I'm sorry. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Spike College Football Show. It's week 6, week 5, week 7. Who gives a shit? Lots of things going on. It's Monday. 9 p.m. What the hell happened this week? It was a week of chaos. Apparently, Gruden just got fired for the Raiders just to add a little cherry on top of whatever the fuck happened. And
he plans to resign, but
in this week's episode of Spiked College Football, what the fuck's going on? Who's a good team? Who's a bad team? We still don't know anything about anyone except for the NFL kickers can't kick field goals and extra points. It was just a weird fucking weekend in like the whole realm of the football.
It was. I mean, it's a good question, though. It's 9 p.m. on a Monday. Do you know where your college team is?
That was good, Rob. You should clip that.
Have you guys ever wanted something so bad and then you finally get it? And then
remember my babysitter? Remember my babysitter?
I mean,
play that game?
I don't remember your babysitter, but
you should have talked to me like 10:30 on a Friday or 10:30 Saturday because I wanted Nebraska to win and have the 3-point spread, but obviously I didn't get it.
I thought you got my babysitter too. I was going to be like, cool, good for you.
Cool.
Yeah,
man.
he also had your babysitter at 10:30 on Friday.
Well, what I was really getting at is when you want something really bad and you finally get it, and then you don't know what to do with it. Kind of probably like your babysitter, John. You don't really know what to do. But
that's getting clipped.
But
round one was a little slow, but after that, guys, you catch on.
Man, we've wanted college football in this manner where it's just complete chaos in order to shake up the rankings, the potential playoff implications, all of that. And now we have it, and I'm kind of dumbfounded. I don't know what to do.
I am too. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Guys,
I think it's great.
Guys, we've been doing this a lot. Who are the top 4 teams in college football?
Kentucky.
Not who deserves it, not by records. Who are the top 4 teams in college football? I have mine, and I'll go because I addressed the question. I'll give you guys a second. The top 4 teams in college football are Georgia, Ohio State, and Coastal. Those are the top 4 teams.
Man, this is a tough one. I'm looking at the rankings as they stand right now, and I still don't know why Oklahoma is at number 4. I don't see them as that good of a football team. Georgia, hands down. Iowa, because of who they've been playing so far, they're carrying.
Who they've been playing?
No, I don't mean it as
no offense.
I'm saying that because of who they've played, they're in this position.
Frauds.
I don't know, man. It's a crazy deal. Kentucky is 6-0. Kentucky.
We played this game last time, Jay. We'll play this game again with you because we're just going to do this. We're going to do this every week because remember, Rob, I told you this is 2007 all over again.
You
Ready?
did say that.
Jay, top 25. Keep count. Georgia. Okay. Iowa's a fraud. That's 1. Cincinnati's a fraud. That's 2. Oklahoma's a fraud. That's 3. Alabama's a maybe. Ohio State is good. Penn State is a fraud. Michigan, fraud. Oregon, maybe. Michigan State, fraud. Kentucky, fraud. Oklahoma State, fraud. Ole Miss, fraud. Notre Dame, with the new quarterback, maybe.
Fraud.
Coastal is good. Wake Forest is good. Fuck you. Their new quarterback is a stud, and you know how I'm always honest about that shit.
What happened to Pine?
So is OU.
No, they started Burmese. They started the freshman. Arkansas, fraud. Arizona State, fraud. BYU, fraud. Florida, maybe. Texas A&M, if Carzada could play like that, maybe. North Carolina State, maybe. SMU, fraud. San Diego State, fraud. Texas, Texas. There's 4-5 good teams in the top 25.
Yeah,
well, then those are there you go. That makes it easy. You already answered who the 5 top 4 teams are.
It's crazy. What is going on, guys?
what we wanted. The problem
I don't
is here. Well, it's kind of what we wanted. This is what I wanted. But the problem is that when everybody's mediocre, that means they're all on the same playing field, and all of the blue bloods get the nod above the up and comers. So the only good news is that we have a lot of football left, so that all of the outsiders, can have a chance to finish strong, finish undefeated, and get a legitimate chance to get into the playoff. Coastal Carolina definitely on that list. Other teams that are part of big conferences like Wake Forest and Kentucky, they're not technically part of that list, but if they finish and they beat their conference,
I'm going to tell you something right now. Kentucky's going to lose by 39 points this weekend. Maybe
we were jumping ahead. Wake is already 4-0 in ACC play, so they're going fine. They're going all right. Cincinnati looks like they'll finish undefeated, most likely.
Dude,
unless UCF bounces them somehow. So
there should be a thing called an eye test. Like, you actually have to watch the fucking games, not just read the fucking things.
They did that.
Cincinnati's not good.
Yeah, but they tried to do that with the computer. The computer eye test was garbage, and you know it. So
let's do an eye test right now, guys. Let's look at the games that we saw this week, and we'll do it individually because I know who watched what games. I know they did. So, Tyler, I have my take in this game. I think Nebraska is a hell of a football team, kind of like Notre Dame, not as good, with a fucking terrible quarterback who makes the worst fucking plays at the worst time. And I think Michigan is unbelievably overrated.
I'm sorry. We battled the war on two fronts Saturday. One was against Michigan. One was against that garbage referee crew. Garbage. Joint possession on a punt return.
Yeah, that's a first.
Garbage. Oh my God.
By the way,
I didn't know they had jump balls in football.
And even they had so many bad calls. The touchdown before half, the play clock was at 0, and then they hiked the ball. Didn't get a delay a game on that one. The touchdown before that, the McNamara or whatever the fuck his name is, had his fucking tripped up on the center's feet, knee down. Play kept going. They scored a touchdown until Scott Frost literally was all like, I think I asked y'all to tweet out the video of him going, I don't expect you to get this call right, but go ahead and review it. And he calls a timeout and explains that his knee was down before the handoff actually occurred.
So what is your take from that? Like, I actually want to break that. We don't usually break down games.
I know you
but
don't.
We have to now. I think Nebraska's a good team. I think Michigan's a okay team. I think Michigan's very overrated.
Very.
I think Nebraska is a bowl team, and I think Michigan's a bowl team. I don't think either one's great, but I think Scott Frost is going in the right direction if he had a quarterback.
Yeah. There was just so many calls that were botched that if you watch the game intently, it's just unheard of. But I think Adrian's the right guy on the shoulders. And also, I think, isn't it weird that we let fans back into stadiums and then all of a sudden we get this wild, outlandish play in college football?
Well, it's amazing what happens when there's actually noise and the 12th man comes into effect against Alabama. Speaking of, all right, let's move to JC because I'm guessing I know which game he watched. Probably, I'm going to say it was Texas, Oklahoma, because that was his team for a long time. So, Connolly.
So I got to watch a little bit of Texas.
How does Texas blow an 18-point lead? Oh, because Rob was right. And they finally took out the worst, most overrated quarterback in Oklahoma history. Go ahead, JC.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. So I was a little preoccupied with a kid's birthday party this weekend. So
How many fucking kids do you have?
I didn't.
And did you have them back to back to back?
I didn't get to
Congrats on the
completely enjoy. I know what?
Apparently.
Congrats on the sex, because you know all the kids.
Yeah, but I can say that was wild. Rattler coming out of the game, but man, what a shot! What a boost that team got, and
What's the
I
kid's
keep
name?
saying-
Williams? Williams' his name? Is that what his name is? Yeah.
Yeah, I keep saying that Oklahoma is really an overrated football team. It's always that offense, man. That offense comes out and they just fire. And my question is always a defense, and if they can really stack up once they get into like interconference play with the SEC. So that I'm still out on the fence with, but
I think with this kid, I think Oklahoma is deadly now.
if that's the permanent change,
deadly.
you know what I mean? If that's the permanent change.
Oh yeah. I mean, Rattler is going to be playing for fucking SMU or TCU or fucking, I don't know, Indiana next year.
It's got a great logo, though.
Great logo. Can't play quarterback. Rob, you can take your bow for that one. You were 100% right. I will admit my defeat because I'm a man of honor. As a man that's 18, 13, and 1, units on your back will come up. I'm sorry, I got a new phone. It'll be back up, 18, 13, and 1. Still the best gambler in the league. I was 3-3 on this week, but I'm not going to count it. 18, 13, and 1. You were right about Rattler, though, and I was wrong.
I mean, I was also right. I was also right about the fact that, or Tyler and I were right about how Oklahoma was going to figure a way out to do it, even though they shouldn't, even though Texas is the better team in the Big 12. Doesn't fucking matter.
I picked Oklahoma myself.
They put the backup quarterback and they start playing good.
How it goes.
No, they looked unbeatable because their talent is unbeatable. But Rattler was holding them back that much.
Like
Well,
there was
but their
jokes on
defense-
Twitter that their starter was going to freaking enter the transfer protocol at 6:00 that day.
There's actually a thing where he was texting his dad to get him in the transfer portal on the field.
Of course he was, because he's a little bitch. But the thing is that Oklahoma gave up 35 points in the first half to Texas. 35.
Bijan Robinson's
Again.
a beast.
Yep.
No, I know, but then they figured it out in the second half. So they're very much a momentum team. Their defense all of a sudden started playing well because they felt like they had someone they could rely on at quarterback.
Which
So
gives
these things
defense
do
a
go
boost.
together.
That happens.
Yeah.
Like that. We're going to talk about that next game because go into it now. A&M and the biggest upset of the week. A&M and Alabama.
I mean, it's not the biggest
the
upset
reason
ever.
why the reason why they were able to hold Alabama for what was it, like 35 points, which is low, is because they had faith in Carzada and they kept him off the field.
Yep.
That kid came out of nowhere. He scored 10 points against Colorado. 10 points. And I think he scored 14 points against Mississippi State. And he goes in and beats Alabama and scores 38 points. 41 points because they were down 38-31. Came back. He throws a dime. I mean, a Johnny B to JC fade about 50 yards in the corner of the end zone. Hits Smith, I think. Yeah, it was Smith right in the hands. And I was like, oh, okay. I mean, because you can be upsetting somebody, but once the big boy gets a lead late in the game, it's over. You know that. That's how it goes. No. And then they go and they win in regulation. It was awesome.
It was a great game. I actually watched Ole Miss and Arkansas. Now that was a fun game.
I didn't get to see any of it, so.
The first half was bizarre. The end of the first half was kind of weird. It was just 21-14, like, okay, fine. And then the second half just exploded. 52-51 is a hell of a score to end the game on. And I think Arkansas decided to go for 2 at the end instead of giving Ole Miss their home field advantage in overtime, which is a gutsy call. I don't mind it. Their kicker missed one from 50 earlier in the game in the first half, and they opted against kicking an even longer field goal at the end of the first half. Arkansas did all this, right? So they kind of had their destiny in their hands. I don't think they played it the best they could, but they didn't shy away from it either. They went for it.
I think they were trying to ride the wave.
It's fair. That's very fair. I mean, Ole Miss was out for blood, so that crowd would have been very difficult to overcome in overtime. So I understand the thinking behind that, even if it's not necessarily what I would do. But my biggest piece of news.
They would have gotten the popcorn ready.
I'm surprised that people didn't throw popcorn onto the field after they won. So anyway, I would have kept that for the whole 4 quarters and tossed that shit into the field. Anyway, we do have a one guest who's watching. So Johnny, you remember me, dude? So this is James. Welcome back, James. So I don't know if he's aware, but you've got units only go up. So
No,
if you
check
want
out
to,
units only go up, James, every Friday, except for this past one. I fucked up. 18, 13, and 1. The best gambler in the fucking world at college football. Every Friday comes out on the Iron Ostrich Network. I'm fantastic. I got locks, bud. Tune in. There'll be locks coming on Friday. You're going to go at least 4-2, probably 6-0, and you'll win a lot of money. Just ride with me, kid. Ride with me.
so we're glad to have you back, James. But I wanted to at least shout him out.
All right, we also got to talk about, Notre Dame goes in, beats Virginia Tech. Great. Not a big deal, whatever. Iowa, Penn State. The most overrated teams in college football.
So it was a good game because they're on the same level.
No, it was incredibly boring.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I know.
It was,
It was a
Big
close
Ten.
game because they're on the same level.
They're fucking terrible. And if Clifford doesn't get hurt, Iowa loses by 17.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
For
It
sure.
was so hard to watch that game.
I fell asleep during the middle
You
of it.
called that, Johnny. I don't even know why you bothered watching that game.
Because there's people out there like Marco from Iowa who's an idiot who thinks, oh, they're great and they deserve to blow me, and they might be 22, maybe.
Well,
I'm
if they
pretty
do,
sure
Johnny,
all
they'll rush
four
the
of
field
us-
for that too.
I'm
just
pretty
saying.
sure all 4 of us could walk on to Iowa right now and make the team.
I mean,
They're
I wouldn't go
fucking
that
terrible.
far. I wouldn't go that far. But
I don't
like
feel
I
that
said,
confident anymore.
They're terrible. And
Johnny,
who
if
storms the field when you're the favorite? What a bunch of fucking losers. And that's
Yeah.
why they'll always beat Iowa, and they'll never beat Ohio State, and they'll never be as good as Michigan or even Penn State, because they don't rush the field when they're fucking the favorites. You fucking losers. And that's why you're going to get blown out in the fucking Big Ten championship game, because you're a bunch of losers.
with a capital L.
I can't wait till fucking Minnesota beats them, or fucking Nebraska beats them, or somebody beats them.
I think we do beat them, but that's just my own opinion.
Well, I mean, you know what, Ty? I think that you can literally beat any team you play, but you can also lose the game to any team you play.
Oh, I know.
Your team is right there. But
Don't
your
get me
team is
wrong.
right there for everyone, every single team. It doesn't matter who the competition is. I would say that about you playing Alabama.
No, you're the
It would
Mississippi
come
State.
down
Yeah,
to
you're
the
the
very last
Mississippi
quarter.
State of the Big Ten.
Yep,
You're the Mississippi State of the Big Ten.
Yes.
100%.
Any other big game? That was all
So
the big
here,
games.
let's do this. So I want to do the fun fact of the day. I think this is a good one. So I think the way we're going to do it, though, is we're going to have the over-under for Johnny. So Johnny's going to do his guess, and then you guys are going to decide.
Yeah, I missed by a year again last week.
Well, it's not going to be a year. It's not going to be a year.
I'm just saying I missed by a year
Yes.
again. Or one. I missed
Yep.
by one.
You missed by one. That's right. So I think I'm going to ask you this one. So Alabama, by losing to A&M, who was unranked, has broken a streak of how many consecutive games where they have beaten unranked opponents?
It was 120, and the last loss was to Louisiana Monroe.
So,
And it was in 2007.
so
so
does everybody
literally below me.
120 is over under? Tyler, over under.
It's
Or
under.
staying. You could just sit back.
Under.
It's under. It's 100 to 120.
Well, you have to
It's
pick a
under.
number, Johnny. You're
I picked
setting the
120.
over under.
I picked 120. I said ULM, and I said 2007. The
I
last
know.
one was perfectly right.
I know the number, and I know it's under, so.
Oh, okay.
It's on-
Well,
yeah,
see,
it's
I can't
under.
do a fun fact of the day if you guys already know it. JC, you want to guess in this?
He said
Yeah,
under.
it's under.
Okay. Yeah, it's 100. It's exactly 100.
And who'd they lose to?
That ULM in
And what
2007,
year
going
was
back
it?
to Saban's
Yeah,
first
exactly. So everybody below me, I had 2 out of 3.
season. I mean, we could keep going with this. Some of these
Rob,
numbers are
only
staggering.
Jesus was perfect. Only Jesus was perfect. Okay, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. That's what that one song said. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Was that Meatloaf?
Oh, God. That's not
All right.
Meatloaf.
Whatever. Sounds like a Meatloaf thing.
So let's so while we're rolling, let's go on to talking about our picks from last week, because I think we all ended up getting screwed by and large.
I don't know.
So let's see. So last week, I know my team lost by 1 because I went with Arkansas because JC wasn't here, and ended up losing by 1. So I get my second loss.
My
of the
team
year.
won, so I don't care.
What was your
BYU
pick?
lost, fuckers.
I picked Coastal because I wanted to win.
Oh, that's right. That's right. You need to get above 500. And then,
Yep.
yes, Tyler.
The one fucking
Uh.
weekend. The Mormons don't come through. Fucking.
Never bet on a Mormon, dude.
He did say
Everything
we
they want.
on record. Johnny was like, they called them fraud.
I did. They're frauds.
All right, so our
Like,
records now, it's getting
This
interesting.
is anybody's game, boys.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Tyler started off very strong, and now he's at 500. Johnny's just above 500. And JC, honestly, we probably would have tied me
And
this week.
remember,
had you
if you're
been
watching
here to
this,
take a pick.
this is not ATS. This is just a win, because if this was ATS, I'm 18, 13, and 1. On you, it's going to go up. I'm the greatest gambler in the history. This isn't gambling. This is just picking. Let's just make that clear.
Oh, my God. I can't even. All right.
I have a reputation.
So what are we going to do this week, guys? That's the real question.
I think we
terms
should
of
make it a little
box
interesting.
or whatever.
Do you guys want to make it interesting?
Sure.
How do we make it interesting?
This is what we're going to do for the
Always want
rest
to
of
make
the
it interesting.
for the rest of the year to make it a little more interesting. You pick one of your lock, right? Your one lock. Boom. Then you pick an underdog, and if you win, you get 2. So you get 2 wins if you win, 1 win if you lose.
Oh, shit. But so what if your lock is an underdog? That doesn't count. You have an underdog pick and then a lock.
You can have 2 underdogs, but you need to make 1 your lock.
And that's worth 1 point. And then the actual underdog long shot is 2.
Yep. Like I have my picks already if you want to do it.
Okay.
I kind of do too, I think.
You do.
Looking at the schedule.
Of course you do, Johnny. All right.
You ready?
Go ahead, John. Actually, if Tyler's ready, Tyler hasn't gone first on this one in a while. I am
gonna go with Texas over Oklahoma State as my lock.
Okay. And what's your upset pick? Rob, make sure you're keeping track of this.
Kentucky upsets.
I just watched the show, guys.
What?
I'm a believer in Kentucky.
You're fucking high.
No. Wandale Robinson. That's all I gotta say. Wandale Robinson. They'll pass to him all day.
I don't think I'm going to forget that one. That's a hell of a pick. Okay, Johnny, go ahead. Now that we're picking
Oregon.
2, this is going to get very interesting.
Oregon over Cal.
Okay. It's your lock.
And I'm going to do it. I'm going to
Who's
take
your
probably the dumbest pick of the week because they lost last week. But I tell you, I go by the eye test. I watch football games. I am the world champion of picking. I am talent. I'm everything that everybody wishes they could be. I'm your fucking girl's favorite fucking bookie. This is who I am. I'm picking Mississippi State to upset Alabama.
All right.
You called my pick stupid.
Listen, I would have liked it a lot better if A&M didn't win.
I know Oklahoma State are frauds because they should have lost to fucking Boise State. But
I'm telling you right now, Mississippi State's the best 3-2 team I've ever seen.
It's fair. It's very fair. Okay. You ready, JC?
Sure. So, you don't get to pick these guys often when we're doing these shows. In fact, I don't know.
Don't pick UConn.
I don't know that they've ever been picked.
Don't pick
UConn's
UConn.
never been a favorite.
I'm picking Yale to win over UConn.
Yeah. There it is. I knew that was coming. That was going to be my pick. Son of a bitch. The Battle of Connecticut.
Was that your lock or your upset pick?
No, that's my lock. That's
Oh my
lock.
God.
No, UConn is not favored in that game. They're a 70-30 underdog.
That's why I asked.
Yeah,
they're 70-30 underdogs against Yale, which is
it's a pretty wild one.
I should just apply to be the coach there next year. Are you guys with me? Let's just take you over UConn and start running that program.
That'd be good career moves.
I'd rock that offensive line. I don't know why, but I just would.
Jay, who's your regular pick?
Let's see. I think my other pick is going to be Utah over Arizona State.
Wow.
There's an upset.
That is an
That's a good
upset.
upset. Yeah,
I think
that's a
JC
good
has the
upset
best
pick.
chance so far. Rob, go ahead. Pick your team,
Well,
Rob.
mine can't be possibly
going
better.
I was going to pick your
Okay.
teams. Go ahead. Pick 'em.
Oh, my team? I'm not going anywhere near Miami. Are you
North
fucking
Carolina's a
kidding me?
bad team.
Miami's worse. Did you watch the Virginia game?
No.
We are pathetic. We had less than 100 yards offense in the first half against one of the worst defenses in the ACC. You really think we're going to do well against UNC? Absolutely not. All right. So what I'm going to do is I don't think I've picked NC State yet this year, and I like them over Boston College. As I say it, I feel like that's a bad idea. Actually, I feel like
Who are you picking?
there's a team that they're going to struggle against. They're in Boston, right? They're playing in.
Who are you talking about?
Never mind. This weekend,
Talking
NC
a
State's
BC
playing Boston College.
Yeah, BC, yeah.
BC and who?
Yeah,
NC
BC.
State.
NC State.
And
NC State's
That's an
gonna
interesting
roll 'em.
game.
NC State's going to roll them.
all right, I'll go with that as my lock. We'll see. Here's my upset of the week. Tennessee and Ole Miss are going to score about 75 points apiece, and I think Tennessee pulls it out against Ole Miss.
Wow. I like that pick. Guess who's there this week? The Barstool College Football Show is there this week. Which, by the way,
nice.
I know I always like to plug them, but their college football shows are becoming bigger and bigger than game day, and it's becoming a problem. They were in Virginia
We're
Tech
just
this
going to have
past
to
week.
go to one.
They were in Virginia Tech this past week. They're becoming a problem.
That's good.
All right.
And we'll be able to do a trip out
Those
there
are-
at some point.
Those are our locks. I like the new. Now it's going to be a little more. Yeah, this is going to be fun if we play the scoring this way now.
So you get +2 if your underdog wins, but
Yep.
you're only -1 if they lose.
Yep.
Right.
Right. You get a bonus. You get a bonus if you pull off your upset. But you still get -1 if not. So we're probably very quickly going to have everybody go under 500.
Guys, did you hear that I'm 18-13-1 still? I had a week off. I'm still 18-13-1. I would be 21-16-1, but I didn't get my picks in because I was doing other things. But here we go.
Jesus.
Oklahoma State.
So-
That's all I'm going to say.
So yeah, so it's just been. I mean, this shit's just crazy, guys. There's always something crazy going on. It's a very, I would say, atypical year in college football, right?
I'm sorry. I'm just very antsy. I know that we got to talk about this is going to be coming up previewing. This is going to be the best draft we've ever done, guys. I'm very excited. I've been researching this for a week. We have our usual draft that we do. This is going to be the funnest, and I don't care that's not a word. I don't care. I'm your fucking girlfriend's favorite bookie. I can say whatever I want. This is going to be the favorite draft all year. Credit to JC.
Well, do you guys want to jump into it now? I mean, I think it's going to take us a little while. Yeah, I mean, if you want to, we can talk about other shit. But honestly, the biggest story is Alabama losing.
Everything. Yeah, we covered all that.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing else to really talk about. The state of football is fucking mediocre everywhere.
Robin, you're going to clip this entire draft because people are going to love this.
That's the idea. We'll see how it
It's
goes.
going to start right at 30 minutes, so you'll be right. You'll be perfect. You'll know exactly when it is.
I
So
am pretty
even
excited
though-
about this draft.
Me too. I'm antsy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, here, let me do the intro then, so that everybody knows what we're talking about, and then you can tell me where I'm wrong because I keep coming up with fun little names for the draft itself. This is a very mediocre year for college football. Extraordinary, but all the teams are mediocre. But what isn't mediocre are the traditions that these colleges come up with every year, over time, whatever. And then the longer they keep it going, the stronger they become, even though they're not necessarily school sanctioned. So fan-driven traditions are great. Just random shit, music in the stadiums, whatever. We've got these non-traditional traditions that make college football so fantastic. And so, yes, credit JC for coming up with this. I think that we have a very We have such a wide array of fucking things to choose from. The only thing you can't do is it can't be a square tradition. No Boomer Sooner, no Ramblin' Wreck of Georgia Tech.
The Rambling
Right.
Wreck of Georgia Tech, and we're a hell of an engineer. A hell
None
of
of
a
that
hell of,
shit.
hell of a hell of a hell of an engineer.
So that also means no animals, right? Because that's definitely school sanctioned. So that's good.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
So PETA
How
won't
about
come
the
after us.
USC girls looking like absolute foxes? And they wear the least skimpiest outfit, and they look like foxes.
Well, that's why you bring your Trojans. Anyway, so let's go into our draft.
If I use condoms, that would be funny. If I use condoms,
So it's
that
time
would
for
be
our
funny.
fantasy draft.
If your pull-out game was anything too, that'd be even funnier.
It's pretty weak.
Well, all right. So let's do our fantasy draft. I think since JC,
No,
you should get the first one.
no, we're gonna do this the fair
This
way.
is his idea.
No, listen, we're in America. We're gonna do it the American way. Rob, me and you, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. JC, you and Tyler, rock, paper, scissors, shoot. No, I don't care. Never mind. Just go.
I was gonna say
I really want one
Rochambeau
pick, and if I don't get it, I put it.
Roshaz.
it was a terrific idea that he came up with, and we actually got to ask questions on
If
parameters.
I don't fucking get this pick, I'm gonna punch all of you right in the balls. That's all I'm saying.
Protect
ahead.
your ball sacks, people. Well, Johnny, I mean, we'll see. Let's see what JC does. Let's see what
All
JC
right.
does. He's been thinking about this long and hard. And then
That's what she
if-
said.
Yeah, it's going to be
Okay.
fun to see what direction everybody goes with these because, I mean, this could go so many directions, and I'm excited. But I'm going to come out swinging and swinging hard. All right. And I am going to take military flyovers
Okay.
as my first pick.
night, all military flyovers. You claim all of them?
Anytime there's a flyover, it's the greatest thing to ever experience.
Because you're
Listen, look,
he's right.
if you ask me if I like boobs or ass, I'll take a military flyover.
I get harder from those. I was just going to say that. You get harder from a military flyover than anything else. You automatically think of Tom Cruise and Top Gun, and your dick gets hard. When you see Blue Angels go over, boing. I don't need a Roman swipe. I don't need a Viagra. I just need a fucking flyover.
And a Trojan.
So there it
fucking
is.
6 to 12 real quick.
So
Mine
there
goes
it
from
is.
6 to 11:30, but that's not here. That's a great pick. Great pick.
All right. Very good, JC.
Who doesn't love a
not at all what I
flyover?
was expecting.
Yeah, I'm taking all.
Yeah, he's
I
not
like how
taking
you
specific.
said-
He's
I like how you
taking
said,
all
I'm
of
the
the
only
college
one-
flyovers.
He's like, I'm the only one in the military. Fuck you guys. I'm taking all of the military flyovers. You get none.
So I guess from here, you know what, Johnny? I mean, what do you think, Tyler? Do you have one that you really, really want?
I have one that I really want, but like I could go last because I know y'all ain't gonna fucking pick it.
Cool. I'm going
Wow.
in between the third and fourth quarter. And I'm not a big fan of the conference or the team, but in between the third and fourth quarter, this song comes on, and these motherfuckers just go fucking amped. And it's Jump Around in Madison between the third and fourth quarter in the student section, where they just go absolutely fucking crazy. And it is an old song from Everlast and the White Boys back in Boston. I don't know how they took the song over. But when you hear Jump Around and a bunch of screaming kids in Madison, Wisconsin, who you know are just hammered drunk because they didn't get into Michigan, because Michigan was definitely their number one and Wisconsin was their fallback school. And you just hear Jump Around come on. It's awesome. I love it.
Well, first off, let's correct you. Is House of Pain, bud, not Everlast?
Well, Everlast was the lead singer of House of Pain.
It's House of Pain / Everlast.
Yeah, Everlast was the lead singer. Don't fuck with me.
If
They're
you
from
look
Boston.
it up, it's both. It's actually both.
Yeah, it is. Don't fuck with me with Everlast. Don't even do it. It's House of Pain. Everlast was the lead singer.
It's both. It's like House of Pain /
So what do you guys think of my pick? You don't like my pick? Fuck you. I don't care. It's my favorite
It's a
thing.
good pick. It's a good. It's an expected pick. You know what? I'm gonna take. If I could go next, Tyler.
Go.
So I will take an expected pick as well, because I think it's similar to what Johnny says. But why wait until the third quarter into the fourth quarter to have the greatest music in just amp up music of all time. You got to go to Blacksburg and listen to Enter
I knew
Sandman at a night game.
They're not even the best
I
team that
knew he was
does
going
it.
there.
Mariana Rivera. No, fuck that.
Listen, when you have everyone, just like you said, jump around, right? Everybody jumps and blah, blah, blah. When the bass, the fucking Lars bass drum pops in and everyone in the stadium starts jumping in time to Enter Sandman, that is fucking awesome. Clemson found out. Clemson already knew, but still, just even during the daytime for the first week, for the first time doing that in 2 years, it made a big fucking difference. So I think it is, when people say it's hard to win in Blacksburg, that is the number one reason.
Say your prayers, it's the one. Don't forget my son to the Sandman come.
And here's the other thing, Johnny, is that I think the fact that Rivera, one guy, can be that intimidating with the same song speaks volumes about him, but it doesn't take away from Blacksburg.
No, actually, you want to know what? I was watching the game, and I actually texted somebody, one of my friends who likes Virginia Tech and went to Virginia Tech. I'm like, we're going to fucking lose. Like, it is so, it is so fucking cool. It really is.
We got to go.
They had the flames coming right there. The flames are there. The fireworks are there. It's Vatek at night. Because their fucking mascot is not intimidating, but it's a fucking turkey. But that entrance is pretty cool.
It is. Well, and so I think that we definitely need to go to Blacksburg at some point for a game at night.
That's like in the middle of everybody.
Anyway.
Like college sports next year on the road. Blacksburg.
All right, TA. You've got back-to-backs.
Freaking. All right. So this one started in 1980 when this famous performer went to this campus to actually perform the song. I'm going with Take Me Home Country Roads from West Virginia.
Man.
I knew it. I knew you were going with Denver.
I had it on my list.
Started in 1980 when they performed it.
Okay. I'm not going to lie. I've been to a West Virginia game. It's so fucking cool.
Dude, it's got to be cool. That song is cool anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you go to any event and that song comes on, everybody they just lock arms.
When there's 75,000, when there's 75,000 drunk West Virginians of all shapes, sizes, and colors singing John Denver's Country Road, the fucking away team takes over and does it too because it's that fucking cool.
It is that cool.
It represents the whole fucking state. I mean, the university basically does too, but that song absolutely does. So it's great. I knew when you said that when the singer showed up, I was like, he's got to be doing this.
Oh,
beautiful.
All mine are going to be musical, pretty much.
That's a good one.
All right, well, what's your next one, TA? We're doing the snake, so.
Fucking, we're going with Michigan whenever they sing Mr. Brightside. It's sometime during the second half. And it's kind of like, if you look at my YouTube timeline, it's all filled with fucking videos of Michigan Stadium singing Mr. Brightside. Because it's such a catchy tune. And, like, when it comes on, like, I read the backstory of, like, they played it once. Sound guy drops the fader. They continued to sing. Play goes on. Whistle gets blown dead. Sound guy throws up the fader. And they still sing along. Like, no time lost. It's so cool. But also, I'm a big Mr. Brightside fan. So
that's actually a low-key really good. It's a newer one, and it's really good. I like it.
It's my favorite Killer song, so it's a good thing they picked the right Killer song.
Right. I just think the tradition, like the stumbling upon this tradition, is second to none in my book.
That's true. Okay, so I got my next one. All right, I'm going to go because I have a few different ones I could choose from. I'm sure everybody's got a bunch. I think my second favorite one that I heard about and then looked up for this draft so I could get more detail is from the Pac-12, which I don't think we haven't picked any Pac-12 specific ones yet.
Wait, we've had the Big Ten twice. We've had
ACC.
AC picking everybody and ACC.
Well, yeah, an ACC. So I'm going to go with a Pac-12 tradition of a place called Tightwad Hill, which is the literal. It's a giant ass hill that overlooks the stadium at Cal, and the kids that sit up there can watch the entire game for free. And apparently, they're great seats. And
That's
they
pretty
just
cool.
refer to it. They refer to it as Tightwad Hill, and they go and chill out there and do whatever the fuck they want. It's basically ultimate tailgating, right? You get to drink and do whatever you want the whole time as you're watching the game from.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty solid. I like that.
Yep. I'd heard about it, but I actually looked up. It's pretty fucking. It's a good view. So another thing I'd be pretty sweet to check out. So okay, so that means we're back to Johnny.
All right, guys. A lot of teams might do this from overseas. This is all the way in the West. 12:30 a.m. hits on Sunday. This team comes on. They come out on the field. They're the Rainbow Warriors. Doesn't sound too intimidating. But when they start going, Kamate, hora, Kamate, fucking the Haka and Hawaii, so fucking awesome. If you haven't seen the Haka, they're the second best team to do it because the black shirts are the best. But when Hawaii does it, and they just,
Oh yeah.
My God, the Haka, most intimidating dance. Love it.
That's coming in pretty hard. That's a good pick.
I love the Haka. Big fan of the Haka.
I just wish that Hawaii was better, you know?
Yeah, if Hawaii was awesome, oh.
Yeah.
All right.
So JC, you got back-to-backs.
Yeah. So this is a cool one. This is another, could be anywhere. But every kid goes to a stadium and dreams of starting a wave that goes around the entire stadium. So I'm picking the wave.
God, that's
Like, I get a really good pick with the Haka, and then he just, like, JC's winning the draft.
JC is being very generic, which I like, and I appreciate the scope and the scale. But, like, we're being super specific. Like, this school's specific tradition,
Hey, look,
and you're like...
look, and that's all fair game. Those are all great traditions, you know?
Yeah, but Rob, when you have a flyover and the wave at the same, come on.
Yeah, no, I know. So this is going to be interesting, though. So let's see what number 3 is.
But all right, I'm going to go specific on this one. I'll go specific. And this is just something that how this started and then just the way that it was able to continue. The Washington State flag at college game day.
That was my next pick.
Just, amazing. Great story. They even continued. They managed to have the flag even during COVID when there was no people at college game day. The flag was still there. So give me Washington State flag for my third pick.
Again, fan inspired, right? That's the good shit.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, Johnny, what are you going to do? He just took your pick.
I know, that was my pick. We're going to talk about other ones that we're not going to pick, but I'm not going to do it now because I don't want to give you guys answers. But we need some SEC. And since I picked them as my upset pick of the week, let's ring those fucking cowbells in Starkville.
Very nice.
And let's annoy the fuck out of everybody for 4 fucking quarters. No one wants to hear that. But it's fucking awesome. They allow, I think that's the only stadium you're allowed to have a cowbell in. And it's pretty fucking cool. It's a cool tradition. The cowbell ringing at Mississippi State.
Solid.
Very solid. And a good SEC pick, of course. You're going to go with pretty much Mississippi State every time, though.
They're my kindred spirit.
Blue collar. All right, so I get to go and then TA, right?
Right.
Okay. I've got 2 different ones. They're both ACC based. Okay. So I'm going to have to go with the one for the school that I probably dislike the second most in the ACC, but I think it is a very cool tradition.
UNC.
Way better. Yes, way better than their shitty tradition that everybody knows about. So this gives me joy because I get to shit on their actual tradition and then talk about their cool tradition. So Howard's Rock is the dumbest fucking tradition I've ever heard of, ever. You touch a rock that you brought from the other side of the country so that you could name your stadium Death Valley for no fucking reason. You're not from
They
Arizona.
stole it from LSU, by the way.
Yeah, well, you stole it from the fucking desert. Like, just stop. and to top it off, you touch the rock and run down the hill, or you got to skip your way down the hill because you're going to injure yourself. 100 fucking people running down the hill is not a good idea. And even the basis of the tradition was some stupid thing where they had to beat Wake Forest or some nonsense. Like, oh man, you guys get to touch the rock if you win. Well, fuck you, coach. That's all I get. I get to touch a rock. Stupid fucking tradition. But Clemson has another tradition where I think Georgia Tech decided not to play them one year back in the 70s. And they said, fuck you guys, we're not playing you this year. And so Clemson, apparently, all their fans travel well, go to Atlanta all the time, blah, 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 blah. They started a tradition of getting $2 bills and stamping them with the tiger paw and spending them wherever they travel.
I have some. I have some.
Where people know where the Clemson fans have been spending their money.
When the Clemson played in Tampa for the national championship game, when I was bartending, a lot of people stayed in Sarasota. I have like 10 Clemson stamped $2 bills.
Yep. And so to me,
what a great fucking pick. That's a great pick.
Such a great idea.
That's a great pick because I've actually seen it in action. That's a great fucking pick. And nobody knows about that. That's a good pick, Rob.
Yeah. So if Clemson talked about their $2 bills and, threw that fucking rock away, then I would be okay with it. But they don't. So I still despise them as a group. But anyway, so that's my last pick. So TA, it's all yours.
Nice.
Going with the 12th man. The story behind it's phenomenal.
I love the 12th man.
It's also proved to be the difference maker in this Alabama upset. I love it.
I mean, it's the most appropriate tradition that you picked.
Even though they grab each other's nuts and they don't call them cheerleaders, they call them yell leaders, but whatever, they're weird. Texas A&M is an actual cult.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they have the kiss your girlfriend one, right? Isn't that the same place?
Yeah, kiss your girl. You grab the guy next to you's nuts. There's a lot of the yell leader with the fucking overalls. They're fucking weird. They are fucking weird.
Yep.
Dude gets yanked from the press box, ends up suiting up on the field, being the only being the only fan on the field. I just like how it started.
I like the 12th man though. That's a great pick.
I mean, we can't argue.
It was so good that Seattle stole it.
Yep,
that's true. Yep. It's very true.
Other traditions. I love when Notre Dame scores a touchdown. All the skinny kids do push-ups on top of the fat kids. I was always the guy holding people up.
You're pushing them up for them.
I love that Notre Dame does the Star Wars. I love that they do the Fighting Irish. Dun, 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 dun. That's more school tradition, though. Other tradition.
You're just doing every Notre Dame tradition.
I was going to say,
every Notre Dame.
The Grove,
and yeah.
So here's what we got to do. We could go and we can continue this. We got to push this over to Twitter and let the fans chime in.
But I want to talk. But yeah,
you can't. You can't. No, you can't.
One more.
And none of them were Notre Dame.
There's a good reason why we cut it off at 3.
Good old Rocky Top. I mean, how does that not get drafted?
Well, because they're going to have to prove it this week. If they knock off Ole Miss, I will do a good old Rocky Top.
7,000 people singing Rocky Top.
It's like the only thing they know how to sing, too.
Well, that's because they're idiots and they're never mind.
Anyway.
Yeah, this is a great
it's a good tradition. So we gotta bring I didn't pick any Miami traditions.
Rob, you need to flip this and you need to be like, what did we forget? Bash us.
If anything, the tunnel walk from Nebraska was going to be my honorable mention.
The Iowa wave. Like, come on.
The Iowa wave was on
the kids list. Are there every fucking day.
But it's still cool, Rob. They don't have to make – I mean, I hate Iowa because Marco's a jackass and doesn't know what he's doing. But it's fine. Hey, by the way, who is Bree, by the way?
Marco's lady.
Yeah, she's way too hot for him. Does he have like a 12-inch or like a lot of zeros at the end of the bank account or something? Because no way.
We can't have that many because he's been married, 3 times? At least twice. I think this is number 3.
Been divorced twice.
There it is.
The guy's got to have a 13-inch cock. It's because you want to know what? I, as a man who tells it how it is, he's not the prettiest son of a bitch in the world. So it's got to be at least hanging 12, or he's got to have 12 fucking zeros at the end of his fucking bank account. That's all I'm saying. Fuck Iowa.
Anyway, I'm going to do my honorable mention after John went off the rail. Good podcast. Go check them out. I should be in the next episode. Anyway, my honorable mention is one that I hadn't heard about until I started looking this up, but now I wanted to look into this. It's a UVA who just beat Miami, and therefore they should be on my shit list. But good for them for exposing us for being fucking terrible coached team. Yeah, frauds. Anyway, at the last game of the year, last home game of the year, they always have the fourth year fifth, where according to the school officially, there is a fourth year 5K that's run for whatever, to celebrate the seniors before they leave. No, it means that all the seniors drink a fifth of vodka or their alcohol of choice at the last game of the year.
I could get behind that.
Oh,
yes.
100%.
So that is something that I would love to.
A time frame we're doing this then, or is this just before we get into the fucking stadium?
I think they do it for the whole day, but they basically everybody gets their fifth and they drink it. And they're supposed to finish it before the game starts, but I think most of them try to, finish it later because most of them. I mean, I'm pretty sure I don't know about a mass amount of hospitalizations at UVA's campus every senior day, so I'm sure they leaven it out a little. But that's the tradition. Every fourth year gets their fifth, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm in.
That's pretty cool.
All right.
Good draft.
So, great draft. I don't think that I think we met all the hype, unlike 90% of the teams out there in college football right now.
What are we looking for? Hey, guys, real quick. Manny Diaz doesn't make it out alive. Orgeron doesn't make it out alive. Who else? Who else is going to be fired?
I mean, technically everybody could get fired, go except maybe Saban,
Diaz is out, definitely. Orgeron's definitely going to be out.
Yeah.
Urban Meyer is going to be coaching LSU next year.
Probably.
Is Harbaugh going to make it? Is Scott
He's looking
Frost going to
good.
make it? Is Scott Frost going to make it? I think Scott Frost is safe.
I
Scott
think
Frost
Scott
should
Frost-
make it.
A couple weeks ago, we didn't think so.
I think when Bussin' with the Boys comes out Wednesday, we'll get a sense that Scott Frost is safe.
Anything else you guys want to clean up about what's going on in college football?
It's a fucking
How the fuck
mess.
You
How are we
can't
supposed to
clean it up. I'm not cleaning it up. I'm saving it till tomorrow.
What? There's nothing to clean up. I mean, I'm sorry. There's too much to clean up. There's no way to clean it up.
Sweep it under the rug.
Any games you're looking forward to this week?
Oh, you went wonky.
Hear me now?
I mean, I'm looking forward to the game you picked.
Yeah,
this is the best part about doing our locks every week is as soon as I didn't give a shit about Arkansas and Ole Miss until I picked that game.
Same.
And now I'm like, all right, let's fucking do this, guys.
Game in 5 years that has ended 52-51 with them too.
Like I got 2 games I can watch to kill time for the Nebraska game, or to make my college football day interesting.
Yep.
Because I've fallen in love with Kentucky, and I think Texas can upstate Oklahoma State because they're fucking frauds.
I think the Auburn Arkansas game should be good. Florida LSU might be interesting.
God, it shouldn't be. There's no reason for that game to be interesting. Orgeron wins that game. His job is safe.
He needs to.
I know. And they pulled it off last year. If there's a fucking, haze all over the field and someone throws a shoe, then,
I think Kentucky.
then voodoo is done to make that shit happen.
Going off. Miami, North Carolina, while they're bad teams, it might be a good game.
It should not be a good game. It should not be an exciting game. Let's put it that way. It might be close, but Virginia was not an exciting game.
It's kind of a weak slab. Ole Miss, Tennessee might be the best game on there. Yeah.
Johnny's doing it again. Let's see if third time's the charm. The third week, he said, this is going to kind of a boring slate of weeks. And everything fucking blows up again. So if it happens,
Blow it up.
We will be talking about it.
So somehow Notre Dame got out of this good run with only 1 loss. So they're going to go 11-1.
I don't know how, man.
They're not going to even be in the conversation of the playoff, which I don't think they deserve it. But they'll be 11-1.
At least both of my teams are still or all three of my teams are still undefeated.
You're only allowed to have one team.
I had 3 of them for that draft thing. Remember?
Oh yeah, Rob. What's the rankings on that?
Let's take a look.
Let's
So,
clean that up before we get out of here.
all right. So, Bama, Oregon, Liberty. So,
Wow,
doing good, doing real good.
There's one
Johnny
person.
still got Coastal, Georgia, and Wake.
There's one person that really knows college football on here. Who's that? Is that 1, 2, 3? What does that mean?
Well, JC's got
Hold on,
2 out
wait
of
a
3.
second. Wait a
What
second.
Yeah. Did I break it?
JC's got 2 out of 3. Tyler's got 3-0. So,
Yep.
So do I.
But Nebraska would beat
I
both
love it.
Michigan teams, but oh well.
I know, right? I picked 3 teams that I was happy to see go down, and they did. I was sad in the order that they went down, but hey. You know.
Yeah, Rob, you really are the fucking curse.
I know. It's ridiculous.
So, Rob, put a curse on a team this week. Who are you picking? Pick it. Just say a team right now.
Florida. I'm always going to curse them first, and then Ohio State second. But anyway, so all right, let's go ahead and say our goodnights. As always, that wonderful intro that we do is courtesy of Cosmic Dino. She, the lady behind the throne, is the one who does all the magic, makes all of the good shit happen. She does plenty of branding, all of that good stuff. I swear, if there are athletes watching this shit and they want a better logo than Spencer Rattler, this is the place to come.
He might need a new logo too.
For sure. He will need a new logo because he's going to need the "Don't tread on me, I suck." So, anyway,
Spencer Rattler.
that'll be my my sign off for today.
Excellent.
Go ahead, TA.
Iron Ostrich Network, as aforementioned, we got Off the Rails. We got this lovely show. Then we got my show, The Anomalies, which is coming up on episode 100. It's kind of fucking real.
Dope.
You know?
Clapping. We don't have the clapping like you do.
100 episodes, over almost 200 hours worth of audio to listen to. And I have no idea what we're going to do for it. So...
Since Marco has 12 zeros.
Marco's probably going to say something fucking stupid and be drunk.
Also, just go ahead and listen to this most recent one. We had Johnny on talking shit about Marco in Iowa, even though that was a lot of work to get you louder. But that's all right.
Listen, my bad. I had a rough little audio issue this week.
Well, your boy fixed it. It's okay.
Well, you're the best
I
in the
think
business.
for your 100, someone needs to show up with a bunch of $100 bills. Not to mention anybody, but the dude who has 12 zeros after his bank account.
He's got it. It's got to be hanging to his fucking ankle.
All right.
He doesn't listen to this, so it doesn't matter. He's never going to hear it.
Well, I know, right? JC, you're up.
All right. I'll back Buck Shack. You guys got to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. If you've been following the story, we had a wild weekend this weekend. So pay attention to the story and then look for the follow-up videos. I'm standing in front of an ambulance at one point, and probably not what you'd think. So stay tuned. Give you a little cliffhanger. Hopefully I'll watch videos on YouTube. Other than that, new merchandise coming out real soon. So look for that to drop. And outbackbuckshack.com, American-made products. So, yeah.
I shouted that out last week for you guys, just so you know. I did say that.
Appreciate it. Thanks.
Because I'm the man. Anyway, Johnny B here, your man. Your wifey's favorite fucking bookie. Your girlfriend's favorite gambler. I take the women, I take the cash. Marco, I'm coming for you. Anyway, units only go up 18, 13, and 1. Really, in the real books, I'm 21, 16, and 1, but I don't do that because I didn't put them out. So if I don't put them out, I don't give them to you as my real record because I'm a real man. I'm the man of integrity. I will have picks out on Friday. I have a new phone. I'm going to have some new graphics out. I've been working on some shit. Listen, I'm the greatest gambler in the history of college football. We're going to go 6-0 this week. We're going to hit a couple fucking money lines. If you DM me and you give me $5 on my new Cash App, I will give you a couple parlays that'll go over plus 400 that you'll definitely hit. I'm looking right at you. I'm Johnny B. Units only go up 18, 13, and 1. What's up, boys?
God, I thought we were this close to getting through the show without that nonsense. This close. Oh well. Anyway, if Johnny B goes 6-0, if any of our picks come to fruition, if it ends up being a quiet week for once in college football this year, maybe you'll hear about it next week. So come and check it out. We'll be back next week. And of course, always subscribe, like, tweet, do all the fun things. And as always, keep it spiked, and we'll see you next time.